The birds have just gone crazy, I think. You can hear them chirping.
Yeah.
The environmental impact of COVID has been that the world is regenerating.
Or I get the COVID and maybe I'll die, right?
A lot of us are appreciating to be from the country that we are from.
Hugely frustrating and disappointing.
Strange, very strange.
Personally, I would feel safer in China than I would somewhere like the States.
I don't want my country to be associated with the current leader.
The world now takes life way more seriously.
Yeah, I think the world has really changed since COVID-19, and I believe that it definitely will lead to more isolation during the next years. It's tough for foreigners to come back into the country just because people are still extremely worried.
We've had a really low incident of people getting the illness here. So if we get an influx of tourists, because we live in a tourist location, we get an influx of tourists and they're not monitored and they're not checked, the risk to us as the locals is absolutely massive.
Busy, I see, for the height of summer.
I think after the pandemic, New Zealand will still really remain open to the idea of foreigners, but I think realistically, our borders might have to be closed for a bit longer to protect us here. The air was a lot cleaner, I noticed, during lockdown. We're quite a clean country anyhow, so this is quite good to see.
Pollution has become so much less, and Delhi is one of the most polluted cities in the world. All our trees are, greener, the sky is bluer, there's no haze, and the birds have just gone crazy, I think. You can hear them chirping. There's the koel bird, that's the koel.
The environmental impact of COVID has been that the world is regenerated. You've seen it with the dolphins in the bays in Italy, and our seas are very blue, but they are even bluer. We see the stars at night because there isn't the solar glare anymore. And I would just really hope that people get the message of how fast the world can regenerate when we leave it alone.
Come on then, take him for a walk.
The rivers have become less polluted. We've spent millions of rupees on for decreasing depolluting the Ganges, and it has just become clear with 2 weeks of lockdown. I just wonder what's going to happen once the lockdown eases and we're back to our polluting tendencies.
Eso mero, muchas gracias. Buen día.
When we started going into self-isolation ourselves about 3 months ago, I was thinking, hey, everybody just should stay at their place, right? Don't go out, try to, do the best you can, and we'll figure this out. But in reality, not everybody can do that. Some of the developing countries, my own country, right, we don't have that luxury.
We might take a little walk.
There's people who live by the day, right? A lot of people live by, whatever you sell on that day. If you get a good sale, you eat, else you don't, right? So for those people, it's a pretty tough dilemma, right? It's either I die out of starvation, or I get the COVID and maybe I'll die.
Being from Australia, I feel like a majority of Australians feel very thankful for the country that we live in. Politicians hadn't really had a lot of backing from the country prior to COVID-19, but they seem to have done such a great job that there's a lot of reception for that, and I think a lot of us are appreciating to be from the country that we are from.
I never expected the authorities to take a proper care of people when the pandemic was just around the corner when it all started. To my opinion, I was right. And there were so many days when I read the news like and felt despair.
It's been a game of politics and bickering rather than actually solving issues. So it's been hugely frustrating and disappointing that there has been a lack of global leadership on this in a very, very big way.
We will see if Trump is going to be re-elected or not. I think that he didn't do a good job, so it might have been not completely wrong to try to keep the or to open up the economy again fast, but yeah, there were too many people infected beforehand, so to take hydroxychloroquine himself, even though he wasn't infected, yeah, strange, very strange.
And personally, I would feel safer in China than I would somewhere like the States, just looking at how they dealt with the corona outbreak in such a frighteningly efficient way. I mean, it's a bit 1984, but it's incredible.
My view of the United States and China or other countries in general haven't changed. They're pretty much the same. Maybe because I don't quite associate the countries with their leaders. I don't want my country to be associated with the current leader.
I feel very, very sorry for the politicians. I think they've got a really, really difficult task. Nobody's actually got a clue because nobody's been in this situation before.
The world is becoming one. We are all getting closer, even though we are really far, far away from each other, because again, the world now takes life way, way more seriously. That's my view about how this whole situation has changed us.